M0JCF, good morning, sorry, good afternoon. M0, sorry, JCF. I'm balancing my grandchild on my knee at the moment, so yeah, we're all good now. M0JCF from G4CMQ, go ahead.
Yeah, G4CMQ M0JCF. Very good afternoon to you. The name side is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I believe yours is Mark as well. I'm in Sidcup in Kent, and today I'm just messing around with an old TS-940S that I repaired just before Christmas for someone. They're due to have it back in the new year, so I'm hammering it to death from top to bottom, but just running into a long wire, random 90-foot long wire. And I heard you the tail end of your last QSO, and I wasn't sure if you was vacating the frequency, so I listened, and then I heard you put out a call. I thought, oh, I'd jump in quick and say hello. So that's the story. Back to you, G4CMQ M0JCF.
Yeah, Steve, that's interesting. Is your name Mark or Jack? It's come up as Jack on my logging software there, go ahead.
No, it's Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I tell you what, it better not be Jack, because that means someone's hijacked my call sign. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Just in case, because I didn't give it to you phonetically, just in case you've got it down wrong. It's Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. And I'm just checking QRZ myself to see if I actually exist. But you're 5 and 9 on the peaks, and dropping down to about 5 and 6, a little bit of QSB on the signal. So back to you, old man.
Yes, fine business, no problem, Mark. I've got you now. It's quite correct. It's funny, isn't it? You get the call sign correct, and the name changer HI. Yeah, got you now, Mark. There we go. I put Sierra instead of Charlie. Well, you probably good this side, 2.5, and the report here is 5.9 plus 20 dB on my old Yesu. I'm on the Yesu Fox Tango 7 Bravo from 1979, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well, as I say, you was peaking 5 and 9, and my noise floor today is about S5 on 40 meters on this particular radio. So yeah, there's a bit of a swing. I mean, I'm going to log you as a 5 and 9 anyway. I mean, 40 meters generally, I can work the whole UK with my random long wire, sort of 5 and 9. And it depends on the radio I'm using, what the noise floor will be. So I say on this particular radio, the filtering's really nice, and you know, you can alter the SSB slope and slope tune, so you know I can actually mess around with it. Yeah, it's just one of those radios that came my way about 2 weeks before Christmas. Somebody said we need to sell this in the new year, but we're not sure if it's working. Could you just give it a once over? And when I turned it on, it wouldn't do anything. They're known for having CPU or PLL problems and power supply problems. I mean, they're an old flagship radio from the early mid-80s maybe, and you know, I thought to myself, this is going to be a nightmare. And when you take the cases off, it is as it was an easy fix, but maybe not a permanent fix. I unplugged several of the boards. There's a lot of plugs on these, and I unplugged things, plugged things in, flexed boards, etc. And it's all sort of been coming to life quite well. I've used it on SSB and FM on 10 meters, 12 meters and 40 meters. And I've been getting good reports, and I think that's really all the owner needed to know, because when he sells it, he wants to sell it as working, but you know, with possible issues. I mean, it's just age-related connection problems. You know, it's probably the odd dry joint, that sort of thing. But what I wanted to do was just get it working and not really have to hammer it to death. You know, sort of treat it with kid gloves. Just looking at the power meter, putting out just under 100 watts. On 10 and 12, puts out about 75, and then on the lower band, sort of around the 100 mark, which is what we would expect. So not bad going at the end of the day for this old piece of kit. So anyway, I heard you say the tail end of your last conversation, and to be honest with you, I was actually looking around 7.090 or thereabouts. Somebody said they were operating AM there. Mind you, that was an hour ago, and I was just sort of tuning around just to see if they were still there. I couldn't hear them, and then I heard you and the other chaps dulcet tones. So that's the story, mate. You might have gathered. I probably talk more than I listen. So back to you, Mark. And sorry, have you got the QTH there as well? Because I haven't written that down in my paper logbook. G4CMQ M0JCF.
Okay, fine business, Mark. M0JCF, G4CMQ returning. Yeah, QTH this side is 20 miles north of Manchester. In a small place called Longdale Valley. I've got my great grandchildren with me here, John, who are quite keen to say hello to you if that's all right, so we can take advantage of the new licensing conditions if that's okay with you. I've got my grandson Carl here keen to have a go on the bike, and also my granddaughter Anne. So that's okay with you, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, the name's Mark. John must have been your previous one. You're like me, mate. I scribble things down on bits of paper, and sometimes I get lost. But yeah, absolutely no problems. If your grandson and granddaughter want to say hello to me, I'm Mark. I'm down in Sidcup in Kent. We're just southeast of London. And yeah, if you want to jump in, and as I say, with the licensing conditions, if they want to pass messages over, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Back to you.
Hello, Mark. It's nice to meet you. My name's Carly, and I'm 8 years old. Good afternoon, and sounding good and Kent. Over.
Absolutely fantastic. You're sounding good, young fella. You're giving me on your transmission, you have asked your granddad, but you were Santiago 6. You were Santiago 6 and readability 5. Absolutely no problem. And I hope that Father Christmas was very good for you this year. What was your favourite present you got from Father Christmas this year? Back to you.
Something called a zip string. It's a little string and there's a rope. You can control where the string goes. Over.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, you did very, very well. For Christmas, I got I got socks. There you go. We always get socks when you get to our age. Well, it's great to speak to you. I hope you have a very happy New Year celebrations with your granddad and the rest of your family. And hopefully we'll have you getting your own license in a few years' time, and you'll be able to go round to Granddad's house and use his radios, and make him go and do the garden, or make you a cup of tea, and you can use his radio with your own shiny call sign. But have a great time, and maybe now your sister wants to say hello. So have a good time, and I'll say goodbye for now. Back to you.
Hello, my name is Astrid. Nice to hear Mark. Over.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, and what a fantastic voice you have for radio. Very nice, very clear. Like your brother, you was also a Santiago 6 to 7, and your readability was number 5. Absolutely clear as a bell. And tell me, what did Father Christmas get you for Christmas? I hope it wasn't socks. Over to you.
I got lots of Legos. Over.
Lots of Lego, absolutely fantastic. I love Lego. You know, I'm 62 years old and I still play with Lego. How about that? I think it's fantastic. And we'll be building houses. Before you know it, you'll be building the real thing when you're grown up. And maybe also you can get your license in the future and you can borrow your granddad's radios and also talk to me again when you're grown up and you're allowed to use the radios unsupervised. Well, have a fantastic New Year celebration. I'm glad Father Christmas was very kind to you, and I'd like you to take care. Have a great 2025. Enjoy going back to school, I would imagine, next week, and learn hard. Get all of those exams that you need and go to the big wide world. So if you pass me back to your granddad now, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, and goodbye for now.
Hello, Mark, G4CMQ Mark, and Kelly, 50 Juliet Charlie, G4CMQ, right.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic there, mate. Yeah, that was absolutely a nice experience. That we don't often get to talk to the youngsters, apart from like Youth on the Air or something like that, or when the Cub Scouts, my local club, Cray Valley, entertains the Cub Scouts on the various jamborees and things, and you know, it's always great fun to watch them. But it's always a pleasure when you can sort of climb just slightly outside that box and chat to the youngsters. And I say they're very articulate, very well behaved, and you should be very proud. Back to you.
Roger, yes indeed, Mark, very. The only thing I find with the youngsters, I've been learning Morse code now for probably 5 years, since I got my license, and we're having a G0 call sign. I thought I need the experience at CW, so I started learning with CW. And my grandson Carmany, I showed him his name in Morse code 1, and he did it, he did it straight off, and he never forgot it again. So I wish mine was that type of punch there, Mark. It's absolutely incredible. I see from QRZ you look like you have a drag bike. You were pushing on some motorcycle racing. I did also when I was a younger man. I did a lot of racing when I was a lot younger and really enjoyed it. I'll hand it back to you, Mark. Mike Celio, Japan Charlie Fox from G4CMQ.
Yeah, G4CMQ M0JCF. Well, yeah, you know, that was my drag bike. It makes a good QSL card, but the bike doesn't exist anymore. I sold it on a few years ago, and the new owner completely altered it. You can't say it's the same bike anymore, but yeah, good fun. And talking to youngsters, my youngest daughter, who's now 25, she raced drag bikes as well from the age of 12 to the age of 16. And she was going into, she'd left school, she'd started work, she was going into adult drag racing from the junior drag racers. And I sort of basically said, well, now you're working, and if you want to carry on in the adult world, you've got to pay. So that was the end of that. She gave up the drag racing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did it from 2009 up until a few years ago, and then but prior to that, you know, I've done road racing as well. I've ridden both production and open class. My local track is Brands Hatch, so you know, it was quite good, because in the early days when I was racing, I used to ride my production bike to Brands Hatch, race it, and then ride home again. And there was a few times I'd spilled and bent the handlebars and that, and I was riding home like a crab. But that all changed when we started bunging them in backs of vans and things. And prior to that, I did a bit of speedway as well. So yeah, I've been sort of around the motorcycles, but I'm too old, fat and unfit for all of that. that now, and I don't ride on the road anymore either, because the roads are just too dangerous, and I don't have the family jewels anymore for such antics. Anyway, great speaking to you. As I say, I came on looking for an AM contact, but he wasn't there, so yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you today. But I will leave this. I'll tell you what I have done as well. I videoed this. Basically, I videoed it to show the owner, that his rig was working well on 40 meters. And I do have a YouTube channel. So with your permission, I'll put this video on YouTube. I'll tag you in the header, like just your call sign, and then you can show it actually to your grandchildren, and they can see what they sounded like down here in Sidcup on an old Kenwood radio. Of course, if you've got objections to that, no problem whatsoever. I'll just show Dave G4NOW. I'll show him the video, just like I have other videos, and I won't put it on YouTube, but that's entirely up to you. I'll just wait your permission, and the only reason I ask your permission is more because your grandchildren were on it, and you may have objections to that. Other than that, I will wish you a very happy new year. I'm sure we'll work again. This weekend is the KW weekend, where KW radios that were built local to here in Dartford back in the 50s, 60s and 70s. And I've got a few KW, so my club will be running GB8 KW, and I'll be probably using my KW Atlanta radio, so I'll probably be on 40 meters. So hunt around for me and see if you can catch me using the KW. Otherwise, catch one of us operating from GB8 KW down in Eltham in southeast London. But apart from that, I'll hand it over to you for any finals and any comments on the video, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, have a great 2025. I'm sure we'll speak again. G4CMQ M0JCF.
G4CMQ returning to the final. Fine business indeed, Mark. Great speaking to you. And go ahead with the YouTube, and that should be fine. I don't see any objections from my son and his wife at all without the just conversation. That would be really nice for us to. We'll definitely have a look probably tomorrow now. I think things are starting to ramp up a little bit for the new year. Me and my wife aren't going out. We're not drinking. We don't drink at all, me and my wife. So we're just having something nice to eat at home and now just enjoying some family time. Thank you very much for the contact. It's been an absolute pleasure, and have a wonderful 2025 and good health to you, Mark, and the family, and good DS, good hunting, my friend. Mike 0, Japan Charlie Fox, G4CMQ 73, and thank you very much.
Yeah, G4CMQ M0JCF. I think the YouTube address, the YouTube channel, is on my QRZ page. But if not, it's easy enough. It's M0JCF ham radio. So M0JCF ham radio, and I'll put the video up in the next half hour or so. So yeah, you'll see it tomorrow. And as I say, I'll put your call sign in the subject line so you know it's your video, and you can go from there. All the very best and goodbye for now. 73 to everyone around you, mate. M0JCF is now clear. Cheers.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. 7-3 and good DS. Bye-bye.